y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a chicken tortilla casserole, and it's going to take a little bit of prep work, but I'm sure that we can get it done. You need to go ahead and get your chicken, boil it, and shred it after it's cooled, and reserve your broth because you're going to need that. I did mine at a different time, so of course I made me some broth with some bouillon, but you can also use boxed broth if you have to. Right now we're going to set all that aside. I chopped up an onion and everything, and we're going to set the chicken and the onion aside and everything. We're going to work on our gravy, our chicken gravy. That's like, it's going to be, it's our sauce part of our concoction that we're got going here. You need to also preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You need to do that and set aside a 9x13 baking dish, and you're going to want to spray it with spray. And I'm doing all this while I'm waiting for my butter to heat up in my pan. You need 6 tablespoons of butter melting in your skillet because, like I said, we got to make a gravy. And don't let that fool you, because I know gravy sometimes is a little scary to people. You're going to need, let me check the measurements on this to make sure. 6 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So we're going to go ahead and add that, because our butter is starting to sizzle, and that's the sound you're waiting on before you add the flour. Okay, you're going to need a whisk to combine this, and you're going to keep doing this until it turns a light brown, and it shouldn't take long if you've got your heat up on like a medium-high heat. Just focus on combining it and stirring it around so it does not burn. Make sure I got all that flour out. Alright, I'm going to let it sit for just a minute, but I'm not going to leave it because it's going to burn if I do. Now I've already got my broth set aside, and I've got my milk set aside to make the gravy. We could put a little bit of salt and pepper in here while we're waiting for it to turn color. You're only going to need a cup of broth in the gravy because you're going to use the rest of it for the rest of the recipe, and you're going to need a cup of milk. So this is just your basic gravy. And if you have another recipe for a chicken gravy, you can do it that way. So we're going to try to follow the recipe as close as possible. All right, we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we're going to add everything else. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our milk. And I just need a cup of chicken stock or broth. So I'm going to pour in a cup. Okay. And this will cook to boiling. And then we're going to keep it going until it thickens. And if you want to, you can cut up your heat just a little bit to get this going a little faster. It's starting to thicken, but it's still not where it needs to be. And then to this, we're going to add several things. But we just have to get it to that thickened stage. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. Just a few more minutes. Alright, so I'm going to cut down the heat just a little bit because I'm fixing to add some other things. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add our onion that we chopped. You need to try to chop it as fine as possible. But many times I do not get it small enough. And my family's like fine with it, they don't care. So, I'm going to go ahead and add that. I'm going to go ahead and get a spoon, so that I can continue stirring. Alright, and then you're going to go ahead and add, let me make sure, the rest of your chicken stock. And I went ahead and put my little bouillon cube in there so it could just finish flavoring it. Cut my heat up just a little bit more. And now it's time to add the garlic. I am going to add garlic powder because it's just easier. And I think it was supposed to be 1 clove, so we're going to do about a teaspoon's worth of garlic powder. And then you're going to need about a half a teaspoon of cumin. Some more salt, some more pepper. Okay. And we're getting ready to add our sour cream, but I want to get this combined real quick first before I add in the sour cream. And then we're going to let this come to a boil. But you're going to just kind of stay with it so it doesn't burn. And we can go ahead and add our green chilies. We can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my sour cream. And I've got about a cup in here. And that's how much we need to add. Okay. Now the sour cream is going to cool it down some, so you got to give it a second, heat back up. And then we're looking for it to boil. So wait on that, but you need to stay close by so it doesn't try to burn or anything like that or scorch. And I usually like to whisk this in so that it combines properly. We just give it a few more minutes. Okay, y'all, I think our gravy is about as thick as it's going to get. You need to go ahead and have your prepared pan out. And you're going to take, I think it's about a cup of this every single time. So we're going to put a little bit in the bottom. So it's going to be similar to a lasagna, but we're going to be using tortillas instead of noodles. Try not to make a mess, but it's just going to make a mess. I don't know why it always does every time you make a lasagna or anything like that. It just makes a big old mess. Alright, so you're going to take 6 tortillas. And these, for some reason, had some sort of issue. I'm not really sure. So, we're going to just lay their pieces down here too. So 6 tortillas on the bottom. Then about a cup's worth of chicken. I'm checking to make sure, yes. 1 cup of pre-cooked chicken. And I did about enough for about 4 pounds worth, or 4 cups worth, I'm sorry, of chicken. And then you're going to do about half a cup of cheddar. You could use Fiesta blend if that's what you prefer, or pepper jack, anything. I don't think that would matter. And then we repeat this again. So we need some more sauce. We'll get a little closer this time. About a cup. About a cup of sauce. A cup of chicken, half a cup of cheese. And you need to make sure that you're covering your tortillas. So I'm just going to go around the edges and make sure. Just a little touch there. Okay. Then we need 6 tortillas again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're using corn tortillas for this. Number 6. Okay. Then we need our chicken. Okay, and I'm reserving the last little bit because we're going to need 1 more layer. Cheddar. All right. Sauce or gravy. We'll make sure that I get real good around the edges. Okay. And we got to do 1 more. Tortillas. Six of those. And I kind of press it down just a little. Chicken. And I'm out. I'm out of chicken. I got a little bit over here I can use, but alright, that's just gonna have to be good enough, y'all. Alright, so I am gonna end with cheese, but I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce on these tortillas too. Okay. I've never been good at any kind of lasagna type casserole, ever. The whole layering thing's got me messed up. Alright. Then we're going to take some sauce. And I'm gonna put it around the edges. And I may just do a little bit on the center because I don't want it to dry out. It's gonna be very wet, but hopefully very delicious. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the oven for 350 degrees for about half an hour. You do not have to cover it. All right, I'll see you back here when it's all done, after I clean the kitchen. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product straight out of the oven. I did let it rest about 10 minutes, but it's still piping hot. And it smells great. I think it turned out really, really good. I paired it with some cilantro lime rice by Old El Paso, and that was really easy to cook as well. Very budget-friendly dinner, and it's gonna be perfect for Taco Tuesday. See y'all next time.
Now you gotta go.